भगवान श्री योगी राम सूरत कुमार की योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया। योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, जय गुरु राया। योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, योगी राम सूरत कुमार, जय राम 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 राम
भगवान श्री योगी राम सूरत कुमार की जय। सर्वं योगी राम सूरत कुमारार्पणमस्तु। This is another evening, a fresh evening, when we have all been blessed by our Bhagwan to be able to gather here and sing his beautiful, auspicious Nama for 1 hour. In celebration of this grace, with deep gratitude, we have offered the Nama lotuses at the lotus feet of Bhagwan. We all know how Bhagwan's Jayanti was celebrated on the 30th and the 1st. For the one who is birthless, we celebrate the birthday to remind ourselves once again that we too should become birthless. I often tell people, when we celebrate our own birthdays, we are paving way for more and more janmas, more and more births. But when we celebrate the birthday of the great ones, it will be a blessing for us to become birthless. And these 2 days, the past 2 days, has been one heaven of huge blessing. On the 30th, there were so many programs, the homas, and then the cultural programs, and then the Mahapuja, and then some music concert. Among all these programs, the crown program was the dance drama given by Sri Satya Sai Nrittini Vahi, the group of people. They played a dance drama on the theme Guru Sakshat Parabrahman, meaning Guru is the Supreme Brahman. Guru is like the mirror. So whatever object or person is placed before this mirror, the Supreme Brahman, their upasana divinity, the deity of their worship, will be reflected in the mirror. So our Bhagwan, Yogiram Sarat Kumar, how he manifested as Lord Muruga to a devotee, as Divine Mother to some other devotee, as Sakshat Shri Rama to some devotee, Sri Krishna, and of course Lord Shiva. So in the drama, when a character, a devotee, would be describing how Bhagwan Shri Yogiram Sarat Kumar would often go to the cremation ground near Ishanya Mat and dance there. Shri Ganeshanna of Ramanashram had reported that he had seen it with his own eyes, how Bhagwan would jump from one tomb to the other with wide sweep of his hands and legs. And of course, he would make the noise of Damaru, the drum of Shri Shiva, with his own mouth and dance. What a sight it must have been. Surely a sight for the gods. So when this scene was being described by a devotee, one of the characters in the drama, The boy who appeared as Yogi Ram Sarat Kumar came on the scene, and there were many light effects. But what was eye-catchy, that he lay down just like Yogi Ram Sarat Kumar. Just minutes before, when they started to describe, I suddenly felt a burst of energy. And there were waves and waves of energy spreading in the hall. And it looked as though the whole hall had brightened up. And I was wondering what was happening. And suddenly, Ashwin, who acted as Yogi Ram Sarat Kumar, he came and lay down just like Bhagwan, whom I had seen very closely. For 7 years, I had sat just 1 foot away from him. And not only that, the way he got up, the way he sat down, every bit of it was like Bhagwan. I shouldn't say was like Bhagwan, it was Bhagwan himself. And then he got up, he started to dance. Just as Bhagwan danced with wide sweep of his hands and legs, jumping and swirling. The damaru noise was also heard in the background. And suddenly the whole atmosphere was electrified. There was a thrill, an ineffable joy and thrill passed through me, and I'm sure everyone present was having the same experience. It looked as though Bhagwan had manifested there and started to dance. I'm saying it looked like, but I should say from my own experience and from the experience of the people around. Because I turned around and I saw everybody was crying. There were tears streaming down. Everyone was thrilled. And this Bhagwan, he went round and round and round, and then he started to bless people with his typical jerky gestures of benediction. It was undeniable. It was Bhagwan himself who had manifested and completed the drama. Words cannot describe the effect it created in the mandir. When I saw the audience, whole audience crying, and then I ran behind and I saw all the actors were crying too. Everybody had been overwhelmed. It was an overwhelming experience. The thrill and the joy and the feeling of his presence. So many people have started to come recently in the past 2 years because of Corona. They came to hear the satsangs related from the ashram, and they've been inspired to chant his name. Many families are coming, new families are coming now with Bhagwan's Nama on their tongue. And they all said in one voice that they had the sense of fulfillment, that they had darshan of Bhagwan. Everybody without exception. Maybe there were some characters, bound to be there, who still looked suspicious, but people whose hearts were filled with devotion, people who deserved the darshan, had it to their great satisfaction, to their sense of fulfillment. And there were many, many people. It was a huge audience. No idea how people gathered. I've been here in the ashram for the past 22 years, but I've never had this kind of experience. So many dramas, dance dramas, have been staged year after year, but never had we had this kind of effect, this electrifying thrill that went through everybody. And the waves and waves of energy rising and filling up the whole space. And not only that, Ashwin, who acted the role of Bhagwan, later said that as soon as he entered the scene, something happened to him, and suddenly he realized that he was no more, his gestures, his gait was no more under his control. The way he walked, the way he whirled, and the way he began to bless people, it was all beyond his control. That he knew certainly it was he, Bhagwan himself, was carrying on. He said the next day, he was, of course, after the drama was over, he was back to his old Ashwin self. And there was such a lot of difference. Next day, when he was going to board the car, the workers of the ashram, they came running and they all reported with tears, "We have never seen Bhagwan, but now, yesterday, we saw him." And they prostrated before him. Even here after the stage, after the drama was over, many, many people went behind, and then they began to fall. And finally he came and sat, and people kept falling at his feet. So why I wanted to share this experience with you all, it has been very new for all of us. There were dramas of inspiration, yes, but this was Vaibhav, as we call it in Sanskrit. This was a celebration of the presence of Bhagwan, that huge presence with waves of energy and blessings beaming from his personality. Extraordinary and enlightening experience for everyone. So, what can we say? Many, many people were fortunate to gather here, had felt it deeply in their heart with a sense of fulfillment that they have had darshan of Bhagwan. So, such is the energy here, such is the feel everywhere. And let's remember at this point that I must say one thing, that afternoon when the group had come, I sat with them. And when I was telling them that some years back, same Ashwin group had come to play a drama, and they were there behind, near Ved Pathshala, dressing up. At the time, an old man with a beard and a green turban and the dhoti came straight to Ashwin and asked for a cup of water, saying he was thirsty. And this boy ran inside and gave him some water. And later he found out it was the one in the photographs here, in the Pradhan Mandir. He identified. And then he was thrilled. So this time I was telling them, last time Bhagwan had come outside you people and mingled with you. Now Bhagwan would get into you all. You must, when you act, you think that Bhagwan is seated right in front of you and watching you. And do every gesture of the scene as an offering to Bhagwan. And Bhagwan should enter all of you and act out scenes. And it so happened the evening that Bhagwan truly entered Ashwin and completed the whole beautiful display of his presence in all its richness and glory. We shall now offer our today's prayer at the Lord's feet of Bhagwan. One thing is very, very sure, such is the glory, energy of this place. When you say something, it happens. It happens to many people. It can only mean one thing, that the energy is so rich here. So we shall now offer our today's prayer with a hope in the heart that these prayers would also be answered sooner or later. And of course, let us say sooner than later. Bhagwan, we beg you again and again, a million times, for your immediate divine intervention to bring forth a dharmic normalcy to this world in all aspects of life. When you open a newspaper, what do you see? So much of violence everywhere and growing enmity. And then the sudden attacks of diseases, flash floods, forest fire, earthquakes, and whatnot. Bhagwan, you have said so often that you are the cosmic controller. Only you can bring forth peace, harmony, order, growing friendship and brotherhood, mutual understanding and help, and of course, the control over diseases and nature. We also beg you to uproot all the negativities of the human mind that are responsible for today's world of violence. We also beg you to reach out to those people who have been stranded in varied parts of the world for some reason or the other, unable to help themselves or protect. They may belong to different countries, different religions, and speak different languages. But we beg you to reach out to them and do the needful. We also beg you to protect all those unselfish people who have been slogging for the sake of the others. From what? From undeserved reproaches, harsh criticisms, and aspersion. We also beg you to promote the economy of the country and the growth in varied fields of activity, which include science, technology, arts, culture, and above all spirituality, that India reaches the status of the world guru, the world teacher, and conduct the whole world in the path of dharma. We also pray to you in all earnestness and sincerity and intensity that we chant your name ceaselessly, and that we have unbroken remembrance of your leelas and teachings. And we should be able to absorb them, digest them, so that it turns into our Atma Shakti. Bhagavan, we beg you to bless us to be sattvic instruments in your hands and run our everyday life as an offering to you. Please bless us not to be caught by the snares of Maya. We too want liberation, that ultimate state of being of peace and bliss. But then we need to be purified. We take refuge in your powerful name and joyful chanting of it. We also take refuge in your seva, joyful seva, without any unhealthy competition or jealousy, and that in the spirit of service to you. And above all, we seek your blessings for practicing acceptance of whatever life brings to us, be it a joy or sorrow, knowing that it's meant for our greater good and closer kinship with you. We should be able to exercise this attitude of acceptance. And when we are purified, we will be able to see your living, vibrant presence everywhere and everything. What happened on the 30th, for those few moments, without any purification, we've been sitting there in the Pradhan Mandir for so long. It must have been Bhagavan himself who gave us that state of mind where we could receive that huge presence that manifested itself all of a sudden. But then if we continue our sadhana, we should also be able to feel his presence continuously in all its richness and glory. And Bhagavan, please bless us to be able to see your will behind all the happenings of life, all the happenings of the world, and more importantly, to be able to detect your hidden grace even in the most ruinous sufferings of life. However devastating the suffering that we go through, instead of realizing that it is something that we have invited ourselves from our past karmas, we begin to blame others for our own failures, and we resent Bhagavan for his absence of grace. That's what we think. But Bhagavan, full of love and grace, would not let us go outside him. He has promised those people who chant his name and do his seva that his Father would convert all the sufferings into great blessings. Bhagavan, we beg you to bless us to be grateful to you even for the adversities of life. We also seek your blessings for all the species of the cosmos, in whatever state of being they are, in whatever state of misery they are, to be lifted to a higher plane. And finally, we seek liberation from the vicious cycle of births and deaths. We seek dissolution of the ego self, which is responsible for the cycle of births and deaths. We need to be free from the tyranny of the ego so that we be blessed with immortal life, that eternal living and eternal servitude to that supreme, eternal entity. Jai Yogi Ram Sarat Kumar.